This is Justin Jamino from DragonBlogger.com, and I'm here unboxing the Jolly Joy Vacuum Sealer VS66. This is an automatic vacuum sealer that is used basically to save food and vacuum seal food in a bag so that way it can stay fresh longer. You could freeze it, save space, and overall helps you keep food fresher longer. So you can see here as I unbox it, pretty simple. It's a self-contained vacuum sealer. There's a couple of buttons. One's an eject button, and it comes with a pack full of bags. These are vacuum seal bags that you can cut to fit the object that you want to vacuum seal. You can see the cord here that you plug in is not a 3-prong, it's only a 2-prong. I found the cord to be a little short for such a product. Like if it sits on a counter, no problem. Most plugs are right near a counter. But if you want to have it somewhere else, you need an extension cord. I wish the cord would have been a little longer. I felt the cord was a little bit shorter. You see it's barely the length of the table here. So that would be my only thing I would say so far about it. You could see you open up the vacuum sealer and you could see where you slide in the bag, and then it applies the heat to basically burn the bag closed or melt it closed and vacuum the air out first. Now I'm going to go ahead and try vacuum sealing in this filet mignon that I have here that's seasoned. Maybe seal it in, put it in the freezer for later. So I put it in the bag, and again this is a full-size bag uncut because I want to see if it worked like this, or do you need to cut the bag. So I tested it first this way. This was my first time using this vacuum sealer, and you'll see that I made a mistake and it didn't fully seal, and I wound up having to cut the bag to not leave so much room in front of it. So let me go get something. Here we go, paper towel for the mess. So basically you slide the bag in, make sure you give it enough room. I wound up putting a little too much of the bag in a little too fast. You press both sides. I originally thought you pressed the seal button, but you actually press down on both sides. And when you press both sides down at the same time, then it starts actually vacuum sealing the bag. So you basically press both sides down. It's a little loose here. Hold on. There we go. Press both sides down, and then it starts activating. And then you can see it starts suctioning out the air from the bag, and it starts sealing it, pulling it in. Here you see the bag vacuum sealing here. It's starting to shrink wrap my steak. And you can see the juices being sucked out. And almost finished here. And it eventually, you can see it's not pulling out anymore. It appears to be done. You press the eject and then you open it up. So let's see how good of a job it did this first time using it. Again, my first time ever using one of these, ironically. You can see I still see some air bubbles. I'm going to see if I can reseal it exactly over where it is, see if it continues to work. It doesn't seem like it vacuum sealed completely. There's still some air gap around the steak because the bag was too large. So you can see that it is sealed shut over here, but it did not vacuum enough of the air out of the bag. It didn't make it completely shrink wrapped, in my opinion. Hopefully my dog knows I got a steak. He wants my steak. So let me cut the bag shorter and show you what I should have done. Is you're supposed to cut the bag a little bit more to what you're trying to shrink wrap because you can't leave too much air in there. So let me show you my second attempt. Again, same bag, just cut it since it didn't vacuum seal, reseal it. Put less room in the front where it goes into the sealer. Watch it start shrink wrapping. And it's pulling out more of the air now, making it much tighter and much more of a tight seal around the filet mignon itself. So here we go. Now it's fully sealed. I don't see any air at all around the meat. It's fully pulled the air out. Looks real tight here. Not seeing any trace of air or leakage. You can see that the bag is burned shut. It's not opening. I'm trying to physically peel it open to see if it doesn't, if it leaks or if there's any chance leaking. And it did a good job sealing it. So now I would like to throw this in the freezer, or it gets an extra couple of days in the fridge if it's sealed. So because it's less bacteria building up because there's no air. There you go.